Welcome to Koala Gardens. Come on in with me today because I'm really excited to show you a couple of new koalas, Julie and Jojo. Now Julie came onto the property in July while I was away, and my son got a really good photo of her and Jojo, and to be honest I thought that they must have been just moving through because they were only seen the once. Because Koala Gardens is a private property that is a wildlife sanctuary. Now, I put in a lot of my own personal time and money to trying to preserve koala habitat and educate people about why it's so important that we do save our koalas. And all of my video is free, but there are ways that you can get more involved, like becoming part of the Patreon family. If you do that, you get exclusive merchandise, you get exclusive video every month, you get exclusive posts with exclusive photos in them and information and news that doesn't make it out to social media. Another thing is you get to put forward the names that get voted on for new koalas. And because we thought that she was only just moving through in here the one day, we went the whole way and named Julie and Jojo on Patreon. And I want to stop and acknowledge the Widjabul Waiable people of the Bundjalung Nation on whose land Koala Gardens sits. Now, when I first found Julie in this tree, it was a bit funny because I started filming and I was just looking at her up there, and I was thinking to myself, who is that up in the tree? This is one of the trees that Ellie really quite enjoys using, and so at first I was presuming, oh, that must be Ellie sitting up there, because they're about the same size as each other, and Ellie's got that lovely big broad bottom there like Julie's got. But as I watched a little bit more and filmed a little bit longer, something happened that gave me the clue that I needed. Do you know how I identify koalas on the property? If you've been following me for a while, you would know. And we're going to see it right now. She gives a bit of a jump. She looks at me. Look at that nose pattern. Spectacular. So easy to identify her. Oh, that wind sort of shook her about a bit and she had to grab the tree. Then I realised, looking at her, that that is Joey's arm reaching across her stomach, holding on to her, and I got really excited to think, wait a minute, that's the koala who was here in July, and she's back. You see that? You can see all of Joey there just for a second if I freeze the frame. But Julie's concentrating on holding on to Joey pretty tight, really. Now, koalas are arboreal creatures, so sitting in a tree with the wind blowing and having to sort of jump at times and grab the branch, that's just like perfectly normal for a koala. They are completely used to doing this, and there's really nothing to worry about. It's a little bit harder when you've got a Joey sitting in your lap, I'll grant you that, but it's just a regular Tuesday, really. Now, if I zoom out, you get a bit of a better idea here of the size of the tree that Julie is sitting in, and she's only sitting about halfway up the tree. And as we watch this gust of wind coming along, you can see that at times those trees are really blowing about, and in comparison, the part of the tree Julie is sitting in only moves a little bit. Quite often they'll go up into the tops of the trees during wind like that to have a feed. Doesn't bother them at all. Now let's come back for a closer look at how our two girls are doing here. And as I got a bit closer, I realised, you know what? Jojo has got her leg sitting up now on Julie's leg, and her foot's pretty much on her knee. You see that foot there? Oh, I love finding all these little details out because I don't even always see them that well when I'm filming. Now, time for a scratch. Look at that little foot going, but do you know what? Joey is scratching Julie. Jojo's not actually managing to scratch herself. That really had me giggling. And now if we watch that little leg carefully, we'll see that Jojo pulls her leg in, tucks it back behind Mum's leg, and there's her arm and her little hand. It can be hard to identify the bits of a Joey sometimes when you can only see parts of them, but she ends up coming to rest by putting her hand out onto Mum's leg, and there's her fingers hanging over the edge of Mum's knee. Actually, I shouldn't say her. I don't know yet whether Jojo is a boy or a girl because I've only seen Jojo sitting inside Julie's lap. So that was a bit of a slip that I said her, because they're the kinds of fun things that we can take months to find out. But you know that I'm out there as much of my day as I can looking for the koalas and getting anything that I can get to capture just how koalas live and what their behaviour's like. I came back a little bit later, and you can see the lights fading a bit now, and was able to get a little bit of footage from round on another angle before Jojo went kind of back inside to sleep again with Mum, so we can see a little bit more of that gorgeous face. I hope they come back and we get to see lots more of them, but for now, would you make sure that you've smashed that like button and leave a comment in the comments below saying, welcome Julie and Jojo, and do keep on watching. I have got so much great video that I'm processing just now. And you know, another way that you can support my work here is if you are looking for something for yourself or a gift for a friend, hop over to my Redbubble shop and see some of the great things that you can get there. There is something for everyone. I can pretty much guarantee it.